All right, baby's mom is a whore. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Or as they say, a fucking har. Get the chars. Get the hars and the chars. All right, I'll try and keep this short and to the point. I was dating a redheaded succubus lady for almost 8 years. What does succubus mean again? That's the one who basically takes over your life, kills you afterwards. I remember the South Park was the first time I ever heard that. Chef was warning them about a succubus. Succubus, a female demon believed to have sexual intercourse with sleeping men. What? It appears in dreams, takes the form of a woman in order to seduce men through sexual activity. But then what does she make you do afterwards? Hang on a second. Appears to take the form of... the male counterpart is the incubus. Oh, is that how they got the name for the band? Religious traditions hold that repeated sexual activity with the succubus may result in the deterioration of health or even death. I really don't see the downside to any of that. All right, let's... is that supposed to be scary? It's fucking great. Sleeping, she comes in, she takes care of you. We need more succubuses in the world. All right. Her and I conceived 2 sons together. Why do people date and have kids and buy houses together? And in that time, we were talking about getting married. I loved her very much with all my heart. We rented a house and lived together for most of our relationship. I've always treated her with respect and tried my best to be the best provider for her and my 2 sons, and her 3rd son, whom she has with another guy. Needless to say, she went out with her girlfriends, which she had done many of times before, but did not come home until the next day. When I asked her why she stayed out all night or didn't call to let me know what's up, she responded by telling me she had sex with some random guy she met because she was drunk. I was like, what the fuck? How could you? Why would you do that? Her and I started to argue. In the course of the argument, not only did I find out that she had cheated on me, but in the entire time her and I were together, she just admitted to cheating on me with 12 other people in our 8 years together. What the fuck? Doesn't quite put my feelings into perspective. And the only reason she gave was she wasn't happy with me. I don't understand that, and to this day, she still will not elaborate on that. So I've since then moved out back home at my mom's. I feel crushed like my entire life with her was a lie. It was. She betrayed me in the worst possible way and completely destroyed my outlook on love. But not only that I feel like I'm failing my family, my kids, and even that red-headed whore because I couldn't keep my family together. I've offered to go to counseling. No, dude, fuck that. To try and work through this, but she's not interested. She acts like our 8 years meant nothing. It didn't. Meant nothing to her. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. She's been bouncing from guy to guy since we split up. The whole situation's kind of fucked up. Yeah, and you got kids there, and she doesn't care. It's been several months now, and I still feel like shit. I've been slaying bar sluts right and left, starting to work out, trying to focus on bettering myself and my son's lives, trying to keep my mind positively occupied, but I still feel this pain in my chest like something's missing. Her, I guess, I don't know, still feel lost as shit. Dude, all of that's totally normal. You're supposed to feel that way. She probably doesn't feel anything. Or maybe she does, and that's why she's going around there, fucking everybody. Maybe she had an asshole dad. I have no idea. Or maybe she's a succubus. I have no idea. The only way to get past this, dude, is to continue doing what you're doing. Go to the gym. I'm not saying you're going to fuck every woman that moves, but the only thing that cures this is time. Time, and don't try to block it out, dwell on it, cry it out of you. All of that shit you're not supposed to do as a guy. That's what women do. They sit down, they talk about it, they cry it out, and they get past it, and we fucking hang on to it forever, and it kills us. So cry that bitch out of you. Here's a big thing. Never trash her to your kids. Because as much as she fucked you over, that's their mom. And it's going to fuck them up, and it's going to make them pick the wrong kind of woman, or it's going to make them treat women disrespectfully. So I think what you got to do is it's all about you now. Obviously you have kids, but I would just try to become the best guy you could and go meet a woman that's worthy of being with you, and then have a great fucking life together, and you'll never need to trash your wife in front of your kids. They'll figure it out. That's it. And if she trashes you and says all this shit about you, just be a great dad to them, and it'll that aspect of it will work out. But as far as like feeling lost, feeling like a piece of shit, then that just is how it goes. I mean, I had that happen. I mean, I never had kids, but I had women cheat on me. I've been an asshole. I've cheated on women. I kind of gave and took equally in my dating history, but especially when I was younger. I dated a fucking older woman. She fucking ran around him. I was an idiot. And then I was going like, oh, they're all fucking like that or whatever. So whatever, you'll work it out. All right. All right, girlfriend leaving. All right, dear Bill, love the podcast. All right, my girlfriend and I have lived on Long Island our whole lives. Go Jets, go Islanders. And in a couple of weeks, she's moving out to the Midwest with her family. I knew I was going to see her a lot less since we're starting at different colleges in the fall, but I figured we could still give it a go when we come back during breaks and stuff. She's my first real girlfriend, lost our virginities to each other and whatnot. And I don't know, man, this really sucks. I'm still crazy about her, like to the point where I'm seriously thinking about transferring to her school next year in a likely futile attempt to keep the dream alive. I know. Call me an idiot, but hey, I'm a dumb teenager. I don't think you're an idiot. You love the girl. There's nothing wrong with that. This is supposed to be the prime of our lives, and I get that, but I just don't want it to end with her, Any advice from you or the lovely Nia on how to make long distance work or moving on in general would be greatly appreciated. This is what you got to do. You got to allow yourself to be the age that you're at, okay? You don't have the answers to these questions. There really aren't any. Each person is unique. The two of you are unique, and all you can do is just tell her how you feel. Hope she feels the same way, and there's nothing more you can do. It's either going to work out or it isn't, and you just have to accept in life that most shit is out of your control. And you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have happiness, and you're going to have pain. And, when you go through painful parts of your life, you have to face it, and you have to accept it. You're not special as far as you're not going to go through life and not get everybody's going to get their fair share of heartache. Everybody's going to get hopefully their fair share of happiness. So, you're still young. You got your whole fucking life ahead of you. And like I said, all you can do is just tell this woman how you feel. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I can also tell you that, you're going to be going to a college, and there's going to be a bunch of beautiful women there. College is the greatest fucking nightclub, ever. Ever. You walk into a nightclub, it's the women know why the fuck you're there. So they already got their guard up. When you go to college, you're going there to go to school. So everybody's a little more fucking relaxed. Yeah, you can go there, you just fucking hit on all of them. Every fucking one. Women that are completely out of your league, just fucking have a good... Dude, you're fucking... Oh, I guess you're not single. You have this girl. But I'm just saying, if she fucking dumps you, dude, your depression, right, of the life that you're going to have after that is you're basically going to be a single guy in the prime of your life going to college. That's not a big drop-off, You're totally going to be fine. So like I say, just tell this woman how you feel. If she feels the same way, it'll work out. If it doesn't, then you're a free man at college. And I can tell you this right now. As a married guy, I can tell you someday you'll be married and you'll have kids. and you're going to look back when you were single in college with all of those fucking women around, and you don't want to look back going, what the fuck was I thinking? I'm not saying going out there and being a fucking man whore, but go out and have a good fucking time. You know? Dude, you're single in college. If you end up being single in college, the thing that you're kind of afraid of because you don't want to lose this woman, you're drafting in the first round. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many great catches because they're all fucking single. So you can go out and you can get a quality fucking woman. If you're single and you're in college, you know, the older you get, you start drafting in the later rounds. You start meeting women with issues. Women with fucking baggage. All the great ones get fucking snapped up. So, you're single in like your 30s. That's when all of a sudden you think you got a number one draft pick, and then all of a sudden, you end up with like a Greg Oden situation, right? She's got some fucking microfractures in her feet or some shit, or her knees. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just saying, like at your age, the hardest thing is you haven't been older yet. Like, older people would look at your situation and just be like, dude, you were in a fucking dream situation. But there's no way for me to explain that to you, because you'd have to be old and get married and just be going through the relationship shit, where it's just the fucking ups and downs, and like now you're fucking legally bound to somebody, which is fucking insane to begin with. And the fact, dude, that you're just single. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do within reason. And I don't mean like, you can't go out and buy a yacht. You don't have the money to do that. But I'm just saying that you just, whatever you feel like doing, you can basically go do it. And the thing that I really wish when I was single that I appreciated more was that level of freedom. And then also I wish somebody older could have told me, like really just could have told me. Like, I lucked out with Nia. But like some of the other people that I dated and stuff like that, I mean, granted, it was also 50% me. Like the level of shit that I put up with when I was younger, I wish I had like more self-esteem. Like, this is obviously for men and women listening to this shit. Like, if you're with somebody and they're a fucking asshole, like, why would you waste another second of your life with them? You know what I mean? Trying to find reasons to stay with the person. It's like, this person is a fucking asshole, okay? However you're wired and however they're wired, it's not working. Fuck off. Just fuck off. Get out of my fucking life and just walk away from it. I mean, I learned that so late in life. And like I said, I just, lucked out when I met Nia. But like, I had friends in my life that were just fucking assholes. And I just remember one day I just woke up being like, I really shouldn't have to work at being friends with somebody. Like, this is like work. I got to sit there and worry, how is this person coming at me? And I just got him out of my life. And then I just kind of I don't know, came up with some sort of like standard that if someone dipped below it, that was it. They were out. You're fucking off the team. And now I got all these great friends in my life. I don't have to fucking solid people. That's essentially what you're looking for. I know I'm getting off the beaten track here, but dude, like you're in a dream situation, whether this works out or it doesn't, And also, as much as it hurts if you get your heart broken, it's good to get one of those out of the way. So you're all good, dude. You're all fucking good. I wouldn't worry about shit. Tell her how you fucking feel, and she either fucking accepts the fact that you're a number one draft pick or she doesn't. If she doesn't, that's her fucking loss, and you move on. You go to college, you fucking crush it. There you go. All right, tired of lying. Hey, Billy Nutbuster. Here's my situation. I've been mildly depressed. Jesus Christ, here we go. Everybody's having a problem this week. I've been mildly depressed for my whole life and struggled with an identity crisis
since my early teens. What the fuck is an identity crisis? Hang on a second. What do you look in the mirror and be like, who the fuck's... Oh, that's right, that's me. Sorry, hold on. All right. You know, I just realized how funny this is. I'm sitting there going like, I hate when like celebrities try to tell me who I should vote for. And here I am fucking giving you guys advice. But don't you guys ask me for advice because you think, I'm going to say something stupid? This is just part of your entertainment, isn't it? All right. Identity crisis. The term identity crisis, coined by the psychologist Erik Erikson. That's a real name. My name's Bill Bilson. This is my buddy here, Pete Peterson. Means the failure to achieve ego identity during adolescence. Well, what the fuck does that mean? You don't achieve ego identity. That's a definition. That's a fucking enigma wrapped up in a riddle, right? The stage of psychological development in which identity crisis may occur is... And then you're just going to fucking move on? None of those fucking words are highlighted? Am I the only dumbass who doesn't know what that means? During this stage, adolescents are faced with physical growth, sexual maturity, and integrating ideas of themselves about what others think about themselves. Oh, here you are explaining it. Sorry, I panicked. Adolescents, therefore, form their self-image and endure the task of resolving the crisis of their basic ego identity. Oh, so it just means you're trying to figure out who you are. Well, who the fuck knows that at that age? All right. Let me get back to the fucking question here. Well, where's the question? I didn't open a new window? Oh, boy. All right, here we go. I've been struggling with identity crisis since my early teens. All this thanks to my shitty upbringing. I am Canadian, but growing up, I've always been fascinated with American culture and so on. So and our bacon, dude. Our bacon, say what you want about, our foreign policy. You can't fuck with our bacon. So some years ago in my late teens, I'm now 27, I began to cultivate this lie that I was American. I fucking love this guy. Why would you do that? This is fascinating. And so on, to the point my friends and girlfriends believe this. I've gone as far as to legally change my last name, lie about my heritage partly, and a few other things. My European girlfriend now believes full-heartedly in my life and her family and friends too. It started by accident, coming out as the casual lie it is before we dated. However, I am now in a very amazing relationship with her, and I love this girl very much and plan to marry her. Unfortunately, she has trust issues, and me being American is part of my appeal, I'm sure. Oh, God, dude, what did you do? She doesn't take to liars or lying lightly at all. Also, we are planning on starting a business together and so on. This lie would come out eventually. Right now, I'm in Canada for a couple of months, and she's in Europe. I'll see her again soon, and I'd prefer to break the news face-to-face, not on the phone. This lie is weighing really heavy on me, and I want to tell her, but I feel that if I lost her, I couldn't carry on in life. My depression is getting worse with this distance for a few months and the weight of this lie. By the way, this isn't a long-distance relationship. I live over in Europe, too. I want your advice on how to break the news to her. I love to hear your thoughts on the podcast. Yeah, dude, you just gotta face the music here. Yeah, I would just sit her down and just say, yeah, listen, I have something I have to tell you. Oh, God, and that's going to make her fucking heart drop, but you got to do it. I didn't cheat on you. I'm not breaking up with you. I would say that first. Okay? It's, something about me. I don't have cancer. And you just be like, what the fuck is it? And you got to be like, listen, I'm I lied about being American. And there you go. And then it's out there. And then after that, it's going to naturally go its course. That's all you have to do. I lied about being American. I lied about being American. It's 5 fucking words. 5 fucking words, and this weight is off your chest. Now, how she reacts to it and all of that other stuff is different. I would just be totally honest with her and just say the weight of this, the reason why I did it, I didn't like myself, the identity crisis. Just tell her why you did it. And then I don't know what you do after that, other than just wait to see her reaction to it. I knew somebody one time that lied about their age. And it was nuts. He was dating this person for a number of years, and she was much younger. So he started out the relationship by saying he was younger. And then I remember, like, when he started introducing her to us the few times he did, he was going like, listen, he'd be like, we went to high school together, but we didn't graduate in 1987. We graduated like 1993. And we were all sitting there laughing at him, going like, dude, I can't remember all this shit. How about I don't bring up high school. I just won't bring up any years. And we basically hammered this guy forever, and then he finally came clean. And you know what, dude? He came clean, and she didn't break up with him. She didn't fucking break up with them. Women are way more forgiving than men are, I think. Their capacity to forgive is much greater. So what's funny was this guy finally came clean. She freaked the fuck out, but then she forgave him, and then they stayed together, and then 6 months later, he dumped her. So I'll figure that one out. So, dude, you'll be fine. Just tell her. You got to tell her, you know? And no matter what, dude, you're going to survive. This whole fucking thing of like, oh, my God, if this person leaves me, my life's going to be, it's not going to be over, okay? And she probably won't leave you, you know? She loves you, too. You'll be fine. But, you know, just... The big thing, all you got to worry about, dude, is you just got to get this fucking lie off your chest. And you know what, dude? Then you can fucking breathe again. And, yeah, you know, it's going to be weird for a while, but, you know, it's a situation you created, and as a man, you got to fucking deal with it. All right? So good luck to you. All right.
I don't know shit. I haven't had a fight since like fucking 7th grade. And I was going to say, and I lost, as I recall, like you forget getting your ass kicked. Oh God, I took a bad one. You know when you lose so bad, you can feel your hair? That's how much my fucking head was on fire. Like I could almost like close my eyes and mentally count the fucking hair follicles. That's how bad I lost that fight. Holy shit, well my fucking, was it my left ear or my right ear? One of them was like so fucking hot, and it was just ringing. You never thought like your shirt could hurt you until you got into like a fight. Remember that somehow your fucking collar of your shirt would leave like these ligature marks on your neck. Like, how did that happen? Jesus fucking Christ, that was a good one. For the other person, not for me. Then that was the end of my fucking fighting career. Oh, I had a bad fighting career, you know. I lost to a girl when I was in the 3rd grade. She was in 5th grade, though. Now, I got to tell you something. That was a big deal, okay? And if Conor McGregor can keep talking about how he went up a couple of weight classes, then I can make a fucking excuse that she was in 5th grade, all right? She had me by like, I don't know, 6 inches and above. She was a big girl. And I was trying to get the attention of her sister, who was in the 3rd grade, and she'd taken the kickball from me, and I playfully went up there to take it back from her, but I grew up, all I had was brothers, so I didn't know how to fucking interact with females, so I took it away the way I would take it from my little brother. I fucking ripped it away, and she was near the school, and me ripping it away caused her to careen into the school, which we all know are made out of bricks because of the 3 Little Pigs story, right? So it's made out of fucking bricks, and she hit her head on it, and started to cry. And I was like, and I didn't know what to do. Shit, my wife cried last week. I didn't know what to do then. You think I know what to do 40 fucking years ago? I didn't, right? So she starts fucking crying, and out of nowhere, because the third graders and the fifth graders had the same fucking recess, she came out of fucking nowhere. She came out of fucking nowhere! And just proceeded to I can't really remember what it was. I just remember it was coming from above. I don't know exactly what she hit me with. It was fists, but I don't know if they were hammer fists. I don't know what, but she fucking killed me. And you know what kills me? Is I held it together. I fucking held it together afterwards, where you want to cry, but you're like, I'm not going to cry. You're trying to walk upright, with your head's a little cocked, and I was trying to just fucking walk away. And I was all good. And I got about 5 feet away, and then this other girl goes, she shouldn't have done that to you. And then I fucking bursted out crying. Oh, it was a long, sad, sordid fucking tales of my fights. But dude, I had a lot of heart. Did you, Bill? You cried after a woman beat you up. You know what I mean? Anyways, she wasn't a woman. She was a child. And so was I. When I look back at it, if I just fucking just had a little more head movement and I went for a single leg takedown, you know what I mean? I think I could have had her. But, that shit was not mainstream back then. So, I didn't get the underhooks going, and there was no way to get the triangle going with the figure four leg lock. So I lost that one there. Hey, you know what I'm really getting fucking tired of? Is the funniest fucking thing ever to me, and I'm not going to name any names. I love when celebrities tell me who to vote for. That's the stupidest fucking thing ever. I don't know if I should vote for Trump or for Hillary. I can't make up my mind. Oh, wait a minute. It's the guy from The Dog Whisperer. Maybe he should tell me. Oh, yeah. Who should I elect for leader of the free world? I'll tell you what is fucking hilarious to me. It's not really hilarious, but I just met somebody when I was down in I took a steam, right? And then I went into the pool and I was shooting the shit with this guy. And I'm telling you, I think Trump could win. I never thought, I was just sitting there going, this is going to be a fucking landslide. No one's going to vote for this fucking dope, right? And I run into this guy and he's just sitting there going, hey, I can't fucking, he's going, I can't vote for Hillary. She's a fucking criminal. I'm going, yeah, but this guy's a dope. Because I agree with you. That Hillary's a fucking idiot. No, I mean, a criminal, but this guy's like a fucking dope. And he's going, but I think he just needs to shut up. And I think he can get stuff done. And this is the thing. The human being in me, all right? I don't want to see Trump win, okay? But I got to tell you something. Just living in Hollywood, how fucking terrified they are that he's going to win, it's worth it. I just want to watch everybody just fucking freaking out. It's going to be for personal, own selfish reasons, if Trump gets elected, there's no place in the world you're going to want to be the next day than right in Hollywood, in L.A., and just listen to them fucking losing their mind. They literally think that guy is going to take the entire country down. Like it's possible for either Hillary or Trump to do it. You can't do it. Fortunately, the way our whole thing's set up, if you get a couple of things done, I guess as president, it's a great thing. But if you had to bet right now, this would be if this was a Super Bowl, this is the hardest fucking, how do you handicap this one? They're so fucking polarizing, right? You got Hillary Clinton, right? I really feel like people in this country are maybe I don't know, Clintons and Bushes. I'm just sick of them. I'm fucking sick of them, right? But I think there's enough people that fucking hate Hillary because they hate Bill Clinton. And then you got also sexist people who just won't vote for a woman. And then you got women who will vote for her just because she's a woman. So maybe they'll cancel each other out. And then you got Trump, who, I want to say is a fucking dope, but I mean, the guy is a fucking billionaire, right? Is he though? I don't know if he is. Who the fuck? He says he is. I have no fucking idea. Granted, he did inherit the money, but he also didn't fuck it up.
but he did go bankrupt. I can't figure this fucking guy out. I just can't believe these are my two choices. I can't fucking believe it. This is all-time fucking worst fucking election ever. How the fuck did we end up with these two fucking people? You know what? Maybe I will listen to the dog whisperer guy. Maybe they can help me out. I don't know what to do. I don't have no fucking idea what to do. There's no fucking way I'm voting for Trump, but I'm not voting for somebody with 15 felony counts either. Ah, Jesus Christ. You know what's hilarious over here is fucking people like, people are freaking out about Trump over here. They're like, dude, you can't fucking elect that. You cannot have that guy be the leader of the free world. And I'm like, and then what? We're supposed to have the convicted felon? I don't, it's a fucking shit show, people. So anyways, I don't know. What the fuck do I want? You know what's fucking hilarious about me talking about all of this shit? I have not watched I watched the first Republican debate back when Trump was funny. When you're just like, isn't this hilarious that this guy's running for president? This is funny. It's like if your fucking buddy's like, yeah, I'll run for mayor. And all of a sudden you see him on TV and you're just laughing, watching him sounding like a fucking idiot, you know, and then it's over. And then you go back to the real world. That's when I watched. And then he kept winning, and it just stopped being funny to me. So I stopped watching, and I cannot listen to Hillary's fucking voice. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, oh. It's I don't know. I have no fucking idea. You know what's funny is they give a shit more over here about the election than we do. You know? Do you know, like, when those fucking banker cunts, fucking, in America, when they totally cook the fucking economy, like that, because everybody's like all tied in with each other, like that really affected the economy over here in Ireland. I had no fucking idea. I had no idea that happened. And like people over here got so despondent that the suicide rate went up and everything like that. And it just kills me because, you know, those bankers don't give a fuck. They still sleep at night, sleep soundly. I'm telling you, that is the candidate that I'm waiting for. Not the one that is going to say, hey, you know, we need all kinds of reform and regulations in banking. I don't want to hear that guy. We're beyond that. I want the guy that's going to be like, look, we need to kill a bunch of bankers. Fucking start all over again. That's my guy. Right? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. And I'm just checking in on you. I got my microphone back. He's back from Europe, baby. He's back from Europe. I got my mixer. I got my fucking microphone there. I'm fucking wound up because I'm jet lagged. First of all, a lot of people sent me tweets. Were making sure I was okay because I was in Italy, where they had that horrible earthquake, unfortunately, and devastating. I actually had flown out like 12 hours before that, but I was down on the Amalfi Coast, so I don't think I would have felt it anyways. But you know, whatever. Nothing happened to me, so that pales into comparison to what happened to everybody else who was in the vicinity of it. So, fucking brutal. You know what's crazy was I looked it up to see when it happened, and there's like a website that has all the earthquakes like every day. And like every day there's like, I forget, some ridiculous number. It was either like 30 or 700. Either way, it was impressive, the amount of fucking earthquakes that there are. And, you know, it just goes to show you that just things are just always moving and changing. I'm half in the bag right now, and I don't mean booze, because fucking Billy Booze Bag is clean Willie again. Woo! He's going clean until his special. I'm taping my special in Nashville, by the way, at the Ryman Theater. doing 2 shows October 21st. There's a few tickets still left. If you like to go there and say, I was there when he did the thing about his fucking balls, doing the thing there with the fucking shit, you know, you could say that you were there. Or you could just say it anyways. You could say, no one ever says, you know, produce a ticket stub. When you really think about it, you say, yeah, I was fucking there. Woodstock, I was there. JFK, I was on the grassy knoll. Oh, yeah, there was other people there. I declined to answer that question. I definitely smelled gunshots, and my ears were ringing, but I'm going to stop short of saying that it took place on the grassy knoll. Yeah, so I am totally fucking jet-lagged, and I've been doing a radio tour to promote all these dates I got coming up, getting ready for the special. Reno, fucking going to Virginia, fucking Charleston, South Carolina, all of this shit. Getting ready to do that. Doing the makeup date, finally, from the snowed-in days of Long Island. That's going to be September 7th, and I don't know where the fuck I go from there, but I know I head down south. Going down south again, man. And woke my wife up today because I was doing the fucking radio. Bubba the Love Sponge was the first one that I did, and that woke her up. She's looking at me like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm paying for the vacation. Go back to sleep. That's not what I said. I said, oh, I'm sorry, honey. Did I wake you? She goes, yes. And she goes, can you make me some waffles with turkey bacon? And I said, yes. Okay, you know why? Because that's how you shut these broads up. You know what I mean? You just go in the, what do you want? What do you want? Something with fucking sugar on it to keep your fucking menstrual flow and fucking cycle, whatever the fuck goes on down there? Okay, that's not my part of it. Okay, I'm like the race car driver. I don't know how to build the fucking engine, but I can get that fucker around the track. I don't even know what that means. So anyways, I was making the waffles, and of course, she likes turkey bacon, which evidently you can't stick in the oven. I don't like turkey bacon. It doesn't taste as good as pork bacon, and you don't know when it's done. When is turkey bacon done? Right? So, the pan was dirty, so I'm fucking in the middle of this radio tour, and I'm fucking making, I don't know. Somehow I was at the sink. I was fucking jet lagged, and the Greg Kinn band Jeopardy pops in my fucking head, and now I got to download it, right? And next thing you know, I'm fucking doing dishes like 6:30 in the morning, right? Got my pajama bottoms on, fucking headphones just cranking, right? Where were you when I needed you? Something, bitch, right? So fuck you. You're a fucking whore. I don't need your shit anymore. It's so hard to be all alone. I know you're something, yeah. Oh, I loves it, Jeopardy. Right? And then, of course, she's back upstairs. You're still waking me up. It's like, sorry. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to do a radio tour, wash the fucking pan and make waffles. And I'm not supposed to listen to 80s music? Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me that at 6:31 in the morning? You know, so then I went on a Greg Kinn fucking binge, right? And you're something, and you're something, and you're fucking something. Boo-doo-doo-doo, gang. They don't ride like that anymore. Bow down. No, they don't. Negative. Not affirmative. He says no like 58 different times. I don't know how they do. I don't know how those lead singers do it. Like I would get stuck in my head like, oh, fuck, it's coming around again. And I got to say no in another unique way. No. No way. Rape. Whatever they fucked. I don't know. No means no, Greg Kinn band. All right, Montreal Pitbull ban. Hi, Bill. I think your special Let It Go did a lot to educate people about what sweet and loving pets pit bulls can be. I don't have a pit bull myself, but I do not believe in breed-specific legislation or banning certain breeds of dog just because they're more likely to be owned by assholes who will train them to be violent. I live in Ontario where pit bulls are already banned. When Mark Buehrle, Buehrle, how the fuck do you say that? Was in the Toronto Blue Jays. You mean on the Toronto Blue Jays? He chose to live alone in Toronto away from his family rather than give up their pit bull. Recently,
Montreal Council voted in favor of a bill to ban new pit bulls and other dangerous breeds, as well as impose strict regulations on pit bulls already living in the city, including muzzling. Oh, putting a muzzle on them. From what I read, the bill seems to be a panic reaction to the death of a woman who died following a dog attack. Here is the article if you want to read it. I would love for you to speak out against this super lame bylaw and continue to use your fame as a platform to educate people about. Dude, I don't do that. I'm not going to be that person. Hey, I have a podcast. Now you should listen to me about social issues. Perceived as dangerous. Your bit about adopting Cleo is seriously one of my favorite things in life. Oh, thank you. I wish everyone could hear it. Thank you so much. Bill, go fuck yourself. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the fuck happened up there, but like, I don't think pit bulls are bad dogs. I will tell you, my dog's a fucking psycho and would try to kill you if you came into the house, would attack you because it's possessive, it's envious, jealous, whatever the fuck it is. And my dog is dangerous. And, you know, and if I'm standing there, I can't be like, Cleo, these people are fucking cool. But I think what it is with my dog, with its personality and the information that I did not have access to, and I don't have like this dog, like really, like if this dog, when this dog's with my fucking trainer, like, and it stays with him, people come and go, complete strangers come into his house, and the dog doesn't flip out. But with me, it does. I let it up on the bed. I fucking snuggle with the thing and shit. It thinks it's on the same level as me. For whatever reason, it feels like it has to run shit. And I just, you know, after a while, because I'm so fucking busy, I just had to like sort of adjust my life around the dog, which is not another thing you're not supposed to do. But, you know, I can walk it down the street. It doesn't go after people. But if someone just walks up to me out of nowhere and starts talking to me, it starts barking. It doesn't growl or show its teeth, but it definitely considers it like a threat. So, but this is the thing. What I've noticed since having this dog is that there are a bunch of dogs that do that of all breeds when I walk down the street. And what I see rather than the dog is I see the owner. And I am not... you know, I made a lot of mistakes with my dog. And whenever my dog passes and I go to get another one, I don't know if I can do it, dude. I don't know if I can not have the dog be up on the fucking bed. I have to be disciplined enough to do it. I actually, when I was in Vancouver one time or Seattle or something, this woman told me, like, she doesn't let her dogs walk on the rug. I come home, she goes, I don't even look at them until I set everything down. They're waiting for her and waiting for her. My dog just gets to do whatever the fuck it wants. And I think that can be, you know, a dangerous thing, the bigger your dog is. So I what I would actually say is rather than have a pit bull ban, what I would say is if you're going to get a dangerous breed, and a pit bull is a dangerous breed, and all that means, I'm not saying the dog is inherently dangerous. I'm just saying that if your dog goes to bite somebody, like anybody's dog can, the level of damage that a pit bull can do versus if you get bit by a chihuahua, you have to understand, you know, you have to respect what you have. So what I would say, rather than have a pit bull ban, I would say, what if people, before you're able to have a pit bull, you have to take an intensive course and become a fully educated, great dog owner, which is what I wish was available to me before I got my dog, because I had to learn all these lessons the hard way and, you know, trying to undo all of this shit that the dog learned as I'm leaving every other weekend and I'm in a writer's room all day. It was, you know, like owning a dog is a tremendous amount of responsibility. So that alone, forget about all the fucking horrible people, human beings that are out there that do horrible fucking things to animals. I mean, I'm hypocritical because I eat chickens and cows and pigs and shit. And, you know, they don't exactly treat them, you know, they always say, oh, it's free range, it's organic and all that shit. And then you watch the documentary and they're cutting their beaks off and feeding them cows and shit. And it's fucking horrific.
But but these people who fight dogs and these people who I mean, I honestly think there was some case in New York where this guy he was in an argument with his girlfriend. He snatched the girl's dog out and fucking spiked it on the ground and killed it. And the woman's daughter was in the other room. And this motherfucker only got 60 days. It's just I just kind of feel like somebody big enough should have grabbed him and spiked him down on a kitchen floor, and then he'd have to fucking deal with the ramifications of that, rather than my tax dollars paying for $60 worth of free fucking meals for this guy to be in some fucking halfway house. The level of fucking anger issue that guy has, I mean, that is I don't know, but that's really a shame, and that's what they're doing up there, is they're trying to protect people, and they're not going to throw any money at it. So they're just going to say, all right, no more of these dogs. No more of these dogs. That's what they're doing. So, but I got to be honest with you, getting mauled to death by a fucking pit bull. I mean, do you want to go out like that? I mean, that's pretty fucking horrific. And then also horrific is them then killing every other pit bull out there. So that would be my suggestion, is that, and if you are considering getting any dog, I'm sure that there's things that you could go out, that's the number one fucking thing that I wish I did, because I absolutely fucking love animals. I love dogs. I fucking love them. And everything that I do, is probably wrong, because the dog feels like it's on the same level as me and it has to run shit. And that's why people come through the door and it flips the fuck out. And I have to put I just know how the dog is. What I did, I just adjusted to it. I'm just all right, I know I'm having people over, so I just take the dog downstairs and I just keep it in the room downstairs. Nobody even sees the fucking thing. That's the way I had to operate with my dog. And I can tell you that that's one way to do it, but it's not the way to do it, because there's that constant anxiety of thinking, oh, what if it ever got out? What the fuck happened? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And I have to live with the guilt of someone else getting hurt, and then I'd get the shit suit out of me. I mean, it's a really serious fucking thing when you get a German Shepherd, if you get a Pit Bull, if you get a Doberman Pinscher, if you get a fucking Golden Retriever. I mean, those dogs can fucking do damage. And the fact that you can just go, oh my God, it's cute, and just take the fucking thing home. Forget about if you found it by the LA River and you have no idea what the other people did to it. I mean, I know my dog got abused. I picked up my hockey stick when I first got it, and I was stick handling in the living room, as you do, right? And the dog immediately ran to the other side of the room, and I was like, oh my God, somebody was hitting this thing with some sort of a stick. So what I did was I just laid the hockey stick down in the middle of the room. I went to all the way on the opposite side of the room, and I'd call the dog over, and the dog would come over and go all the way around the stick, and then come over, lick me on my face, and I go, all right, go back to your bed, and it would go back to its bed. And each time it sniffed the stick a little bit more, and I just baby stepped it to the point where by the end of it, I could, stick handle in my garage, with the tennis ball and shit, and it didn't give a shit. But I wish I did that on other areas, but I never. Once you see a dog going after somebody, you never quite trust it again, and then you have that fear, and then they sense the fear, and they process that is the fear is the person at the door, and it's a fucking. I've learned so much by fucking up. So my next dog, I will not make those mistakes. But I don't think that it is a problem with the breed. I think it's the size of the dog and the mistakes that I fucking made, My dog right now is sitting just to the left of my computer. She's staring intensely at me. She's been fed, she's been out, and everything like that. And all that says is she wants to be let up on the couch. And you know what? I can't do it. I'm going to turn it around. I'm too weak. I can't resist. She's too fucking adorable. Why is your head shaped like a fucking muscular light bulb? You ever notice that, you little bare face? Huh? Why can't you be like this with company? Why can't you see that I'm relaxed around them and then you're relaxed? Why do you treat everybody like they're a fucking axe murderer? Huh? Oh, I didn't mention, I did finally see the fucking UFC 202. Holy shit, was that worth the money? I don't give a fuck if the next 3 UFC, well, I'd give a shit 3. If the next 2 stink, I don't give a fuck. That's how good 202 was. That was just, and of course, I don't know the names, and I don't know shit about fighting. You know, I gotta admit, even like when I watch, I'll watch, what's his face there, the Burger King guy. Why do I always forget his fucking name? Conor McGregor. There you go. Like when he's fucking doing his press conferences, which is just an amazing performance. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about, okay? I don't know what a fucking triangle is, you know, underhooks. I don't know what any of that shit is. It's the baddest fucking job you could possibly have. What do you do for a living? I fucking kick somebody's fucking ass. Fucking walking in there like it's the 1800s, bare-chested, just walking in and beating the fuck out of it. It's the greatest thing ever. But I got to admit, when they get all technical, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, you know? So when no matter what he's saying, I don't hear what he's saying because I don't know anything about fighting. You know what I mean? So all I hear is, I got a fucking shiny suit. That's all I hear. That's all when he talks. I don't give a fuck what he's saying. That's all. I got a fucking shiny suit. I got a pair of shoes to match it. I got a whole fucking closet full of fucking shiny suits. And a fucking pair of shoes to match all of them. I'll put my fucking shiny shoes up on the fucking table, right? That's all I hear. You're gonna do nothing. He's screaming and yelling and shit, throwing water bottles. It's fucking tremendous. No idea what they're talking about. And Nate Diaz reminds me of every fucking dude I ever had detention with and went to summer school with, right? That fucking dude who he wouldn't crack. Even if he knew you did it, he wouldn't say shit, right? So I'm liking both of them. So I finally sit down, right? I got a fucking shiny suit. Walk down the street. There's a fucking guy with a fucking shiny pair of shoes on. So anyways, I watched the whole fucking fight night, UFC 202. I got a fucking pocket square for each one of my fucking suits. Okay, there was some guy dressed like a cowboy. I remember that. He came down he looked like he was from the Outback. Like the second you saw this guy, you were like, this guy just does not give a fuck. And he fought a guy. This is why I have such a respect for fighters. He fights this fucking kid who started off as a wrestler in college. He lost his first 17 matches. You know? Jesus, I would have been crying after 3. I knew I stuck at this. This dude lost 17 in a row as a freshman and stuck with it. By the time he was like a senior, he was like some finalist in some national thing. It's fucking, these I'm telling you, it's fucking amazing, right? I'm trying to think like a more badass fucking sport. And the only thing I can come up with is that fucking TT race in the Isle of Man where those guys ride like 200 miles an hour through the fucking woods on ninjas and shit. Like every 3-4 years, like somebody dies. It's fucking unbelievable. Like somebody died in like 2014. The guy like hit a house. He's doing like fucking, I don't know how fast he was going, but he went up over a hill and landed on his front wheel and he was going right to the fucking house. And then that was it. Over. And there's a bunch of people standing there. It's incredible. So I saw that. I was just like, Jesus, damn. I tell jokes for a living. That's like kind of pathetic when you look at it that way. Anyway, so this cowboy dude comes in, right? He fights this kid who just has no quit in him, right? He lost his first 17 matches and now he's in the fucking UFC. And he fucking beat this kid. Like, it was one of the sickest. Anybody who's like, oh, I like boxing better than UFC, you got to see the way he knocked this guy out. If you can't appreciate, he fucking jabs him in the face. And in the moment when he closes his eyes, this guy fucking drops down 2 floors like a fucking cat, you know, and then punches him in his stomach. And the dude's like, what the fuck? He leans to the right. That guy this fucking cowboy guy throws a left hook. And as his fucking head goes over to the right, he fucking boots him in the face. It was like Matrix level fighting, except it was fucking real. Unbelievable. I couldn't beat a fucking 5th grade girl. I mean, it's so humbling to watch one of these events. So then the next fight, this guy who just goes by Rumble, right? He's standing there, this giant shredded black dude, and he's just sort of adjusting the gloves as he was standing there. It was so intimidating, I just started laughing, and without even thinking, I just laughed and said, what the fuck do you do with that? And according to the one fight I've seen him fight, evidently nothing. This guy fucking, he redefined the right there, Fred. He fucking came out, the other guy's doing a little couple of fucking little, I don't know what the fuck, I can't remember what he did. There was a couple of little fucking, I don't know what the fuck you call them, little flurries back and forth. And then he kind of just reached out, grabbed the guy by the back of his head or his shoulder and said like, hey, I want to talk to you for a second. Like, what's his face in fucking Beverly Hills Cop when he kills Eddie Murphy's friend? Jonathan Banks. Remember when he grabs it going like, he just puts his arm around him like, hey, do you ever, I fucked up, I'm sorry. And he just gives him 2 behind the fucking ear. That's what he did with this guy. He just sort of reached out and grabbed him and then just this fucking uppercut. Fucking bam! Over. Fucking over. Right there, Fred. You know what's the great thing? If you still have it recorded, you got to see Bruce Buffer's face. It's the fucking greatest reaction ever. He's sitting on the side. That's what I like about it. When you watch the knockouts in slow motion, you can sometimes see Rogan or somebody just their jaws down, like hanging on the floor. Just, it's one of the sick knockouts I've ever seen. And then, I don't know. I know there was a couple others. I was pretty fucking jet lagged. And then, of course, I woke up. Conor McGregor comes out, right? Nate Diaz. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was rooting for Nate. All right? I like Nate, you know what I mean? But I also knew when he went in there that there was the only fucking way he was going to win that fight was if he knocked him out, TKO, got him to tap, or choked him out. That's the only fucking way. Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking business. It's a fucking business. Okay? And nobody makes their money like Conor McGregor. When he comes fucking, I got a fucking pair of shoes to match every fucking. So when he starts fucking going off and all the money he's got, coming in there looking like $1 million, and then those fucking Irish guys, ole, ole, ole. That's the sound of fucking billions of dollars just raining down on the UFC. You gotta knock the guy out, or it's fucking over. So the fucking fights start. He starts kicking Nate in the fucking leg. Every one of those, I was just going, I would quit. I would quit again. I would write an apology to his entire family for stepping into the fucking, and Nate's just, taking him. You're seeing the back of his fucking leg is getting bruised up. It's fucking brutal. Just the sound of it. Right? Anybody else have an older brother and you're just laying on the couch and you're watching Deputy Dog or some shit? He just comes over and just punches you. He's not a pro. He's just your asshole older brother, and he punches you in the side of the leg. That was it. Your day was over. This guy's taken a professional foot to the fucking leg like 50 times, it seemed, in the first round. Anyways, he got knocked down 1 or 2 times in the first round, so obviously he loses that one. All right? Then gets knocked down in the second round. And this is how I saw the fight. And this is somebody who has not ever had a professional fight and lost his last amateur bout in the 7th grade and got beat up by a girl in the 3rd grade. So you know that you have to take what I'm saying seriously. I thought from the second half of the second round, halfway through the second round, as most people say, to the end of the fight, I thought Nate pretty much won the fight. It's the problem was he got knocked down the first half of the second round, so you're going to lose that round. All right? But he definitely won round 3. I thought he won round 4, and I thought halfway from round 4 to the end of round 5, Conor McGregor was going for this country stroll and kept looking at the fucking clock, and his mouth was hanging open, and Nate just kept coming. One point he was walking away for the 10th time, and Nate's giving him the finger and shit. Where the fuck are you going? But I don't know. At the end of the day, Nate was bleeding like a fucking sieve. I think a lot of that's just because he's got all that scar tissue and shit. He always ends up bleeding. But the fucking guy is like a maniac. The more he bleeds, the more he fucks. The more he bleeds, you can't kill it. He moves forward. He just keeps going forward. So, I don't know. I would have been surprised even though it was for Nate, if they actually said Nate won the fight, I would have been shocked if they gave it to him. Because he did get knocked down 3 times. And also Conor McGregor makes him all that fucking money. But when they gave it to Conor, it also didn't feel right, And you know something? Conor talks shit afterwards. He goes, surprise, surprise. The fucking king is back or some shit. It's now. You looked a little nervous when they went to the judges. You did not look confident whatsoever. So don't fucking do that shit now. So unbelievable fucking fight. This is somebody who knows nothing about fighting, but I know when I see an unbelievable fight. So thank you to both of them. And I can't wait for the fucking third one. You know, it's funny. I watched the whole thing while my wife was like sleeping and shit. And she was so, I couldn't really like yell and shit. And I remember laughing my ass off so many fucking times. There were so many funny moments in that. Like when they were waiting for the decision. And you heard Nate he goes, I won that shit, motherfuckers. Fucking guy's the best, right? And then I like when the Rumble guy won and he said, hey, I want to fight you next. And they cut to the champion, right? And everybody boos him and they do the whole thing. No, he's a champion and everything. And when I first saw him, I was like, is that Rondell Sheridan? Did he make it as a comedian and get bored and now he's dominating the fucking UFC? They went on him so quickly and then they cut back. Oh, wow, that's not Rondell Sheridan. And when I saw the guy who is the champion, and of course I don't know his fucking name either, what was hilarious to me is I found like the one disadvantage of having a black belt in mixed martial arts is you're so good at fighting, everyone around you is too scared to say you button too many buttons up. It's like the guy never wore a fucking eyes on before. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I never seen that many buttons on a polo shirt. And this son of a bitch, man, he buttoned them all. You know? That's how he got his black belt. He didn't quit at the fucking yellow belt. This guy kept going. And you know what? He applied the same things that he learned when he went up the martial arts ladder with those buttons. He goes, I'm not stopping at the ground floor. I'm taking this to the end. How many buttons are there? I'm going to fucking button all of them. God damn it, he did it. All right, I think I'm done with this whole fucking thing here. Pet peeves of the UFC. All right, pet peeves is when they cut to actors in the crowd and they ball up their fists like they're fighters. It's like, dude, we get it. You're at a fight. What are you doing? If you had a baseball game, would you mime like being at bat? I hate when people do shit like that, especially if you're not a professional fighter. Stop balling up your fuck. Or if you played a fighter in a movie and you start balling up your fist, what are you doing? You know? I swear to God, if I'm ever lucky enough to get close enough, and if I ever get big enough that they put the camera on me, I'm going to keep it real, and I'm not going to ball up my fist. I'm going to imitate a ring girl. I'm going to blow a kiss and do that stupid little heart thing that they do, and that's going to be it. I'm going to do a little wave. You know, representing. It is always funny, too, when they cut to somebody, too. Did you see when they cut to Kanye West? That's the funniest shit ever. There's nothing more humbling. If you think you're you're this shit, if you go to a professional fight, did you see that when he's trying to smile and the camera's on him? You can see his fucking brain turning. Going, and after watching the fucking Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor fucking epic fight that it was, right? That should have been a movie. It was such a great fight. And then they cut to Kanye West and the smile on his face. You could see his brain. It was turning, just going, and why do I talk so much shit? I get on stage with a leather kilt and I rhyme stuff. These fucking guys are gladiators, right? Anyway, and I'm telling you, almost every UFC that I've ever seen, there's always that guy. They always cut to somebody in the crowd that's usually talking shit, and they try to smile their way through it, and they can't. You see it? It's undeniable. It's undeniable. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I got a couple of advertising things I have to, I got to fucking read here at this point. I'm Conor McGregor. I got a fucking shiny suit. I got a pair of shoes. I got a whole fucking closet full of shiny suits. And I got a pair of fucking shoes to match all of them. You're going to do fucking nothing. That's one of the great fucking lines ever when Nate was yelling at him. Saying blah, blah. He goes, you're going to do fucking nothing. I would love to be able to say that to another man and fucking really believe it. Because no matter how hard I said in the back of my head, hey, you know, he's definitely going to hit you a lot, Bill. I mean, you got who's kidding who? You got a huge head, all right? That's a big target. It's hard to miss. So I came back to the good old US of A. Had a little contraband, if you know what I mean. I ain't talking drugs, man. Talking about, that fucking cigar habit got me again when I was over there. Those motherfuckers. And next thing you know, you go through fucking duty free. And next thing you know, you're down the street buying a humidor. And there it sits. Laughing at me, all shiny. Oh, God damn you, Bill. You're such a weak son of a bitch. But when I got home, aside from a month of mail, I ordered 2 books when I was over there, and I was excited. One of them, it's going to kill me because this guy is such an underrated drummer. Like, I've never even heard the proper pronunciation of his name. So I forgive me if I fuck this. I'm going to fuck it up because I'm going to say it 2 different ways. Modal. You see the Billy Squier drummer. Is it Chouinard or Chouinard? I don't know what, but he had a book, the story of the Bobby Chouinard story, drummer extraordinaire, and I'm reading through that, and it's just a fucking great story, and killer drummer, and it's just, it's got his modern drummer article in there. It's got all his killer fucking Ludwig drum kits. It's got all these interviews with all these guys, fucking Steve Smith, and all these guys from the whole Boston music scene and all these clubs that they played. I remember back in the day when I'd be listening to WBCN, the Rock of Boston, they'd be like, oh, go check out fucking so-and-so down at the Channel or at the Tam or the Middle Eastern Tavern, the Paradise and all that shit. And I remember thinking, someday I'm going to go down there and I'm going to play drums. And you know what? It never happened. But, dreams die, and you get older, and you learn to accept things that, the simple things in life, a little bit of apple cider as you watch the sun going down on your 9-year-old Prius, those things. You learn to appreciate those things. You're like, what, there's a lot of people out there that they would kill to have that dream. Not in this country. It's kind of hard when the people you're surrounded with, that's not their dream. It's kind of hard when they're laughing at that dream, sure. That gets difficult, but if you could somehow transport that 9-year-old Prius to some of the poorest parts on earth, why, they would look at you like a king, and that's what you have to hold on to. I'm just energizing my way through this fucking thing. So then I went on this fucking, this whole thing on WBCN. Like, I'm fucking looking up every article I can find. I ended up watching the last broadcast of WBCN. I didn't know it came out in 1968. I was born in 68. And for the first 41 years of my life, that fucking radio station was on the air. They helped out Aerosmith. They helped out all these fucking bands, David Bowie, all these guys, all these pictures, Frank Zappa, all these guys coming to the station. And I was like, I need to know more about this shit. Next thing you know, I'm buying a book on it. See, I used to be in trucking. I didn't drive a truck. I unloaded the truck. That's what I did. I used to work in warehousing. I liked warehousing. Why? Because I didn't have a desk and there was a giant square footage area that as long as I was within it, I was considered doing my job. There wasn't somebody breathing down my fucking throat, My neck, I should say. My throat, that was weird. Down my fucking neck as I'm supposed to be doing the spreadsheets or whatever it is. Those fucking poor people who sit in cubicles. You ever just walk by that maze of fucking cubicles, If I worked in there every Halloween, you'd have to dress up like Jack Nicholson in The Shining and just limp your way through all of them with an axe going, Wendy! Right? Like fake icicles on your nose. You couldn't do that. Somebody would blow a rape whistle, or they would somehow feel it was sexist because how come a woman couldn't dress up? Why was he chasing a woman? All the fun of it would be immediately taken away by human resources. One little call to human resources. It would just all go away. The whole thing would go away, and then what? You'd go right back to the soul-crushing silence of 148 adults sitting in a maze of cubicles, wondering, praying, hoping for someday their dream to come walking through that door and get them the fuck out of that office. But until then, continue on with your spreadsheets. So I used to work out in the warehouse, unloading them trucks. UPS driver, the FedEx driver, half those guys would show up. They gave themselves their own tattoos for whatever fucking reason. All of them. Every fucking one of them had something in common. Was that they didn't want to work for somebody else, but they were too dumb to start their own fucking business. So what do? You get into trucking. I'll work for you, buddy, but you ain't going to see me for days. You understand? You don't know. Am I at this Cracker Barrel? Am I over there at the Denny's? Am I on the side of the fucking highway porn shop? You got no fucking idea. And as long as I bring that truckload of Q-tips in by Thursday, 9 a.m., I'm getting paid. Don't matter what the fuck I did for the last 3 fucking days. And I always related to those guys. I saw it. There was a freedom, yet you had stability. Okay? I'm getting a check every fucking week, but I don't got some cunt breathing down my neck. Unless you work for UPS. UPS was a motherfucker. They always had that fucking ride-along douche. The Ice Cube of UPS, right? And then you were the Kevin Hart character driving the fucking thing as he was reading you the riot act. Well, I guess in those movies, Ice Cube always drives. But you know what I mean. The hard ass, and then you were like the chick in Police Academy. Don't move, dirtbag, right? You were the fucking scared person. When they would come along and they'd write you up every time you didn't fucking put on your blinker. You fucking blinker, right? If you took the turn too sharp and all of that bullshit. So anyways, I went down this fucking rabbit hole and I ended up buying this book on WBCN that's just coming out. I know what I was going to say. So when I used to fucking work, brain is all over the place. When I used to work in the warehouse, we used to listen to that every fucking day. Charles Laquadera, the big mattress, and then the lunchtime song, would come on, and it'd be like whatever the fucking hits were that day where they would just put lunch in it. And then Mark Parento would come on at 3 p.m., and then you knew it was almost the end of the fucking day, and he was like the coolest guy. He was like the rock star of the whole fucking thing. And I know he had some extracurricular activities. I'm talking about the man on the air. Man on the air was a fucking rock star from 3 to 6. It was the fucking greatest because he was the coolest guy, and then you knew that the day was almost fucking over, right? And you knew those guys were all doing fucking blow, and they were drinking. It made you feel, all I do is drink. These guys are doing blow at work. Why can't I get drunk on the forklift? They had that sort of influence on people in Boston. No, I'm kidding. They actually, when I was watching, I think Bradley J was the guy who did the last. I watched so many of them, and I was fucking jet-lagged. I think he did the last shift on WBCN, and they were talking about all the bands that they broke, all the stuff that they did, and they would say all the fun stuff they did for charity. And they started talking about how WBCN had their own softball team called the BCN Ballbusters, and I was immediately like, no fucking way. I went to one of those events, and they go, yeah, one time we played this one band, but blah, 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 blah. And then because there was another time we played this band, and they said Huey Lewis in the News, and I was like, I was at that thing! Screaming at my computer in Italy. Going, I fucking went to that, right? And they were like, yeah, where did we did that in like fucking Marblehead? And I was like, and I was screaming at the computer like they could hear me. I was like, no, it was at Nickerson Field at Boston University. I believe when they still had a football program. And I went to that. I remember Huey Lewis pitched. I remember their bass player. He showed up dressed like he was going on stage. He had a long leather coat, and he had like the number 4 and then like tape on the back of his coat. He had his cigarette going. He was fucking hilarious. And everybody was rooting for Huey Lewis and the News except for me and my buddy. And we were heckling him. Everybody, was rooting for them because they were the rock stars. They weren't rooting for the fucking hometown, right? Bunch of fucking dick riders. And we was sitting there. We had a couple, 2, 3. Huey, you're going to lose. You got nothing. Right? Everybody's staring at us. So anyway, I bought a book on that, and that's it. And I don't think I have anything else to fucking say, and I still got 14 minutes left. So this is where it becomes a quagmire. Speaking of physical harm, the lovely Nia. Last night she like bent down to get something out of her bag, and there's this little fucking ledge above it that she can stick like a couple of glasses and a bottle of water. And she was underneath it, bent down, came up full speed, and the corner of it hit the top of her head right on the corner of it, like brutally hard. And I gotta tell you, I feel bad that she's not part of this fucking little story here. See if I'll bring her in, because I failed miserably as a human being. Nia, do you want to be in on this story of you hitting your head?
Okay.
Okay. I'm setting it up now. So anyway, she fucking hits her head. Like fucking bam. All right. Sounded like somebody dropped a suitcase on the floor. And then I swear to God, she hit her head. She goes, ah! And she grabbed her head. And then I swear to God, she just started crying. Like a goddamn toddler. And I have to be honest with you, I didn't know what the fuck to do. I just got to the point, Nia, where you hit your head and you started crying like a toddler. And
why has it got to be like a toddler?
because that's what it reminded me of. It's like when a little kid, like if an adult hits their, stubs their toe, hits their foot, it's goddamn motherfucker, and then you blame your whole family. Get out of the living room. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You started crying.
I did. It was really painful.
Like bawling.
Yeah.
And
I was kind of surprised at myself.
On
honestly.
a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best.
5.
How would you? No. How would you rate my reaction to it?
Oh, 0.
I went in and I got you some tissues.
This is what Bill did.
I didn't know what to do. It
I
freaked
hit
me
my
out.
head.
Boom.
I was shocked at it first because it really did feel like someone had just come up and just walloped me on the noggin. So I was shocked. Then the pain started kicking in. And it was really, it was like that little, it was that corner of that ledge. Yeah. And it went right into my scalp. And I didn't know if I was bleeding or what. And I think, normally I'd be like most people. But it just, I don't know what happened. Just the floodgates opened and it felt better to cry than to pretend like it was just like a nuisance. Like it really, really hurt. So Bill's like, oh no. Are you okay? So we're good so far.
What else was I supposed to do?
So we're good so far with that.
Okay.
And so I'm just sitting there crying, and he goes, oh. And he runs into the bathroom. He doesn't even give me a tissue, like a proper
I couldn't
Kleenex.
find any.
He gets me toilet paper, okay? If there is a choice between tissue paper and toilet paper to comfort someone, please find the Kleenex.
Okay.
It's softer. It's just, it's a little thing, but it makes a big difference.
It's a cut above.
So then he starts wiping my face with the toilet paper. And he's rubbing it on my face.
No.
And he's wiping my chin. He's doing like this U shape from my eye to the other eye, using my chin as like the go between. So he's like,
it wasn't that bad.
Rubbing this fucking 1-ply toilet paper back and forth across my chin. And he's going, big tears.
They were huge.
And it's like,
I never seen anybody cry tears.
What is that supposed to mean? Was it big tears? Big tears. It wasn't like, oh baby, It was, he was just scraping my face.
I gotta be honest with you.
This toilet paper going, big tears.
I gotta be honest with you. It freaked me out.
It was the worst moment of comforting you've ever offered in your life.
Yeah,
you were at a complete loss for what to do.
Because it was like you stopped being like a woman and you became like this 2-year-old. And it was just like, boom, and you're just like, nah. I was just like, I didn't know what to do. If we were at home, I would have got you a popsicle or something.
Oh, and then you said, do you want some water? I'm like, what the fuck does water have to do with anything now?
That's what my parents always did. If you hurt yourself and you cried, they went and they got you water right out of the tap. And then you sat down, and then your face was all dried and salty, and they said, all right, go back outside again. That's it. I spent most of my childhood outside. That's what parents did. All right, get outside. All right, you kids, you're driving me nuts. Get outside.
and you just sent him outside.
That's what you wanted to do with me in that moment. You wanted to send me away so you wouldn't have to deal with it anymore.
I just wanted you to stop fucking crying. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just like to see another adult. Nia, can you imagine if I ever hit my fucking head and started crying the way you did? I mean, what would you know? What would be coming out of your mouth?
I don't know. I'd be like, come here, baby, and I'd hold you to my chest or whatever,
Nia,
and I'd rub your back.
You're full of shit. If I fucking hit my head and started crying like a little girl.
Was it really that, like...
It was like a little, I'm fucking stammer here.
You stammering jackass.
Yeah, I've known you for 12 years. I've seen you like...
You see me cry before.
A couple times in the kitchen, you fucking, you cut yourself with a knife, and even then you didn't cry as much. That was like, you know, you had a balloon and the thing went off your wrist and floated up in the air. There was just no comforting you. It was, I'll admit, not only did I drop the ball in that moment, it's been 24 hours and I still don't have a better approach. It was so fucking bizarre. Don't ever do that again, Nia, all right?
What are you talking... The thing is, the really sort of horrible thing about it, the biggest injustice of it all, the fact that you weren't able to comfort me, is that I was trying to plug in your fucking computer.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing? I knew somehow it would come back to me and it'd be my fault that your dumbass ducked underneath a ledge and then lifted your head up. Ric Flair wouldn't have done it that hard to sell a fucking move.
I didn't realize it was there. I was plugging in your computer and you had the audacity to be the worst comforting person in that moment ever. Scratching my face with that one-ply toilet paper while saying, big tears, which is like, what does that even mean?
It's like I was out in the outfield in Little League again. No batter. Big tears.
He just kept saying,
swing batter.
He just kept saying big tears over and over again. What did that mean? You were just commenting on it.
I didn't know what to do. I mean, you were crying at a fucking level like... I mean, I've been at funerals and seen people cry less than what the fuck you were doing. I didn't know what to do, okay? I'm sorry. You caught me off guard. Well, tell me, what am I supposed to say? Just give me a fucking blueprint.
You're just supposed to, like, you know, take me into your arms and, like, hold me and, like, you know, rub my back or something.
That sounds like a commercial for one of those love songs like Time Life presents. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like a real thing that people do to each other.
Well, I'm telling you that's what I would like. You asked me, so I'm telling you what I would like.
I'd like your sunglasses to not be so big. How about that?
I'm channeling Jackie O on this trip.
Jackie O, Jesus.
Okay.
If you ever hit your head again and start crying like a 2-year-old...
Just give me Kleenex, okay? That's all I ask. Don't give me toilet paper.
Deal. I don't have to say anything?
What do you mean you don't have to say anything? You have to comfort me, jerk.
Give me 3 things to say.
Are you okay? Come here. It's going to be all right.
You cried way longer than that.
Yeah. And you just have to, like, comfort me.
Keep saying that? Are
no.
you going to be okay? Come here. It's going to be all right.
How disconnected are you from human emotion that I have to teach you how to comfort somebody?
Crying was a sign of weakness where I came from.
Okay,
And
well, that was a long time
you
ago.
You manned the fuck up.
Well.
Man or woman, you did. You know?
I don't...
You know what happened in my neighborhood when a fucking kid cried? All right? You know what happened there?
You know what? I'm really tired of hearing about your...
Slapped in the face and given a Bud Light.
Rockwellian childhood or whatever it is that you're always describing.
They stuck your head under the water of an above-ground pool until they stop seeing bubbles, and then they like, pull you back up again.
Fucking our gang or whatever it is. Like, you really like paint a picture like you grew up in like this hard Scrabble kind of fucking environment, and you didn't.
You don't think so?
You fell out of a tree, and your parents are like, shake it off.
Okay.
That is what happened, though, right?
What?
Didn't you? Was it you that fell out of a tree?
No, I got hit by a car.
Oh, right. You got hit by a car. You poor baby.
And my parents sent away the ambulance because they didn't like the hospital they were taking us to. And I got in a cab and they took us
to the hospital. They wanted to. I remember my mother kept telling me, "Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep."
Oh, no wonder. Okay. All right. Well, I get it now.
No, yeah, I'm not saying I fucking grew up in a slum. I'm just saying it was different back then. It was
Okay.
Yeah, it was different.
All right. Well.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm a fucking badass, but like I'm not going to apologize for having a fucked up worldview. Okay, adults taught me this shit, so
All right.
yeah, go talk to them.
I will. I'll talk to your parents about it
Yeah,
during Christmas.
I don't know, just anybody roughly their
I have a
age.
bone to pick with you, Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, but you
Black.
know something, Nia? There was an overcorrection.
Meaning what?
That there's a reason why it went from fucking walled up douches like me who only know how to go, oh, big tears, as I grab toilet paper and make a U-shaped fucking sign around your face, that we went from that to those fucking hipster hoodie wearing bearded fucking pussies who act like they're 14 years old and awkward on their first fucking date.
Does every generation think that they're tougher than the next generation? Is that just what happens?
I don't think I'm tougher than anybody previous to me, and I don't feel like I'm tougher than anybody now. That there's so many fucking places in just the United States alone where kids grow up way tougher than I did. But what I'm doing is I'm defending the fact that I don't know what to do when an adult
right.
hits their fucking head and cries like a 2-year-old.
I
all right,
got it.
Nia, I'm not trying to have some like Olympics backstory here before you watch me play ping pong or some other stupid fucking sport that nobody cares about. I got to tell you, the ping pong's pretty cool, and I did watch I did watch a little bit of the volleyball. I watched the United States unfortunately lost to Italy. I did watch that. Your fucking slippers are loud.
I'm sorry.
I don't know, you guys know what I'm saying. What the fuck? A goddamn adult starts crying like a 2-year-old. What are you supposed to do? Jesus Christ. Other than be like, for the love of God, can you get your shit together? I felt like being like Barnes in Platoon, just grabbing Nia and be like, take the pain